Alright, welcome back to Ponderize. Today we will go over study questions for the talk called Your Divine Nature and Eternal Destiny by Elder Renlund. Now you can use these questions to ponder personally. You could go over them with your family, or you could use them to teach a class. Feel free to pause as we go along if you need time to ponder. Now let's get into it. God's love is perfect. Our ability to sense that love is not. What keeps us from feeling God's love? Is my love for God constant, or do I love Him when I have good days, but not so much when I have bad days? Do you know someone who is able to love God even on hard days? And how have you done that? Seeking greater understanding is an important part of our spiritual development, but please be cautious. Reason cannot replace revelation. I think this is a really important part here, and I want you to think about what does it mean that reason cannot replace revelation? Speculation will not lead to greater spiritual knowledge, but it can lead us to deception or divert our focus from what has been revealed. How does speculating end up being a bad thing? What do people speculate about in the church? Ever since God appointed prophets, they have been authorized to speak on His behalf, but they do not pronounce doctrines fabricated of their own mind or teach what has not been revealed. Why is this important? How can we follow their example? What are the consequences of trying to teach speculations and things that haven't been revealed? Demanding revelation from God is both arrogant and unproductive. Instead, we wait on the Lord and His timetable to reveal His truths through the means that He has established. What does this mean for the church as a whole? What does this mean in your individual life? Understanding this profound truth, that we have a divine nature, is important for everyone, but especially for individuals belonging to groups who have been historically marginalized, oppressed, or subjugated. Remember that your most important identity relates to your divine nature as a child of God. List all the identities that you hold. Does being a child of God take first place in your heart? What will you do to keep that identity first in your heart? We have an eternal destiny. Such a destiny will not be forced on us. After death we will receive what we have qualified for, and enjoy only that which we are willing to receive. What does it mean, only that which we would receive? Patients with heart failure cannot choose an inferior course and then blame their cardiologist for inferior outcomes. The same is true for us. Heavenly Father's prescribed path leads to the best eternal outcomes. We are free to choose, but we cannot choose the consequences of not following the revealed path. Have you ever received blessings from following God's plan? When? Have you ever lost blessings by not following God's plan? We cannot deviate from Heavenly Father's course and then blame Him for inferior outcomes. Why is it important to take responsibility for our inferior results when we disobey? Imagine a soccer match in which only the goalie protects the goal. Without the help of the other team players, the goalie will not be able to adequately defend the goal, and the team will always lose. So too, everyone is needed on the Lord's team. In this analogy, what does it mean when the Lord's team left in a goal? Have you ever met someone who didn't represent the church well? How did that affect you? Why must everyone be a witness? The Lord sees weakness differently than he sees rebellion. What is the difference between weakness and rebellion? Our Heavenly Father wants you to become his heir and receive all that he has. What does it require to be a good heir to something here on earth, like an estate or a business? And how does that apply to being an heir to God? All right, so here are some main points you can look over, I think kind of sum up this talk. He goes through the 4 points. We are beloved children of God. We have heavenly parents. We have a divine nature. We have an eternal destiny. And he expands a little bit on that. And I think there's some helpful things to look at. Please like and subscribe, and we hope that you can fill your own world with positivity.